Alright guys, we got all our pistons in. Man, look how good that looks. Yeah, buddy. Alright, the next thing we're gonna do, guys, I'm about to tell you some very crucial, important information about the main bearings on this. Alright, let me go get to them. And again, pay attention to this next part. Alright? We'll be right back. All right, here we go. Now, remember number 3 main journal. Remember how that look all messed up and all? And here's the other one. So, this is the weirdest guy. I've never heard of this before in my life. But, if we move this to the side, and let me see if I can get a good look on this now. You see the part number right there? .96mm 6337-F. Standard size. Alright. Now, so we went, called the dealership. We had everywhere, guys. Nobody had this thing, man. We went to the dealership. Got this. The part number right here. So, let's get this thing out of the bag. When you order main bearings for this engine, and I'm assuming it's going to be all these 1.6s and all that, they're going to ask you for the part number, the year, make, and model, the VIN number, and they're going to ask you for a color code. I was like, what the heck are you talking about? These come in, not only do you have to have the part number, but you have to have the color. It's like green, red, yellow, brown, like different colors, like 5 different colors you have to know. So what you have to do is look on your bearing, and this one is kind of faded, but you can see the green little mark right there. We had a hard time finding that. The problem with this, now this one's okay, we saw, but this one, there is no color on it. There's supposed to be a color, whoops, on this somewhere, around there, but we didn't see it. So we gave them the part number on the bearing. They said, yeah, all right, no problem, we got it. So this is the bearing that we got. And right off the top, we saw red. So he said, wait a minute, something right here. But, according to the part number, .6337-F. But look at the bottom. This is what caught my attention right there. 0.25, which means this is an undersized bearing. So this one and this one, here's the original one, it says standard. I would have put this bearing in, and this engine would have been locked up. It would negatively be able to turn. It probably would have spun and started up, but it would have wore that bearing out. It would have, this engine would have been damaged in no time. And just for added, what I did, just to make sure I was right, I took a micrometer and I measured the thickness. I'm gonna see if I can get hold of both of these together. Let me get a clean side for you. And if you look really carefully, you can definitely see the one to the right is thicker than the one to the left. So that would not have worked. So we called up the dealership, and you know the weird part about it is, they didn't even ask us what size you wanted. We gave them the part number because we couldn't find a number. We gave them the part number, And that's what they sent us. And then we called another dealership or spoke to somebody. Well, no, I'm sorry, same dealership, but we spoke to somebody different. And then they asked about the color and the size we wanted. It was like, holy cow. So we say, you know what? Send us the green. So now we already got the new green one. Where is it at anyway? I gotta put this back in there. So that ain't going. We're getting a new one coming in. Let me put this up and let me go show you the new green one. Be right back. Okay. Here is the part number. What the heck? For the green one. Now you can remember, you can get the same part number, but you gotta have that color. Now it sucks. So we open this up, and on this one, see they started putting the marks on it a little differently. There's the marks on that one, and they're green. And we also noticed that like the red one may have had one hole right here. Another color had two holes and all that. So that's how we actually had to figure this out and know. And luckily we had the mark right there. Now on here, on our thing here, look at that. You got a green mark right there. And then on the other side, there's a green mark right here. This is where the other bearing goes. So we knew we was good to go. So you gotta be careful with this engine, man. You gotta know that. Look for that color code. And it's sad this one wore off or something. It's dumb. They should make the whole thing a color, but they didn't. So we are gonna sit here, and the new part should be coming soon, so we can get this bottom half together. Luckily, we've seen that. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, we got the new bearing. Look at that. Standard size and all. Let me see if I can, it's kind of hard to see. Okay, standard size. So, now we're going to get this one installed. So what I'm going to do here is put a little engine lube just on this side.
So you put it on the hole in the side bearing?
Yep, nothing on the outside. Okay. Now let's get up under there and get this installed. Be right back. Alright guys, journal number 3. That's the one we're going to try to get this thing to slide around. So I'm going to put your bearing up there and then try to get it to slide into place. I know, kind of figured it's going to take a little bit. Let me see if I go the other way. Should have got something to turn this engine. Dang it. Ah, man. I was afraid this thing. Wait a minute. Oh, okay, that's why. My crank has is forward. There we go. Got to slide it back because the thrust bearings was hitting. I gotta make sure they go on the side. God, that thing can really slide. Son of a biscuit. Get that right, just right, to get that to slide. And of course, it's giving me a hard time. Let me see if I can push this back just. What? You gotta be kidding me, man. I'm trying not to use no kind of tool or anything to push this in there. Wait a minute. I think that was it. I think it's turning now. You know what? I'm gonna have to get me a socket up here to turn this. So let me go get me a ratchet and a socket on this. Be right back. Alright, got my ratchet up here so it can help me turn this engine. At the same time, I'm gonna be putting pressure on this bearing so it can spin in there. There we go. This is slow turning right here. Alright, let's keep turning this till we get that thing flush with that. Alright, we'll be right back. Dang, this thing's hard to push up in there. Alright, that is good. The bearing is now up there. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do, guys, is I am going to get some carburetor cleaner and I'm going to clean with that carrier case right here with the lower other bearings, main bearings. I want to clean that up, make sure there's no dirt. Matter of fact, I got it right up under here or something. So I'm gonna have to get some carburetor cleaner. Alright, I'm just gonna drag and wipe that off and clean that up. And also I want to make sure, let's get this, let's see if we can turn that. Now see, I'm doing this by hand. You should be able to do this by hand right now, is to let you know, because any of them bearings are seized up or stuck, you wouldn't be able to do this. I just want to get this to a point where it's like flat, so I can get to it. Now I'm going to just wipe all this up, and then I'll meet you inside so we can put on the other half of the main bearings. Alright, be right back. Alright guys, here it is. Here's our old number 3. I mean, we could have probably cleaned that up. I mean, these bearings are in really good condition. But nope. I'm gonna get out another one. And it's got the green markings. And it's standard size. Make sure this thing does say standard before I put this up here, because that would suck. Hey, why don't this say standard? Does it? Oh, I got it upside down.
I don't know what that says. I'm sure it's standard.
Yeah, I'm sure too. Is it the same thickness?
Yeah, it is. I don't know.
Tell you what, we can.
That's kind of hard to tell by eye.
Well, not really. When that one is 25 over, just like I picked up on that other one.
Do they know what you're talking about?
I think I showed them the thickness on one when I told you about myself and did it. Guys, let me get a micrometer for a minute, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, let's cut this on. We got it on millimeters, and right now it's set to 0. So let's grab our old one, and what we're going to do is measure it right there. I can't measure it right here, because that's going to be like where the stuff is. Of course it's going to be bigger. So let's open this up. We got like 2.95 millimeters. Alright, let's check the new one.
Oh, we're good to go.
We're good to go. Check that out. That goes to show you how much that bearing wore out. None. Alright, so what we're gonna do now is right in the center. And that's like, I hate these things that they don't have the tangs to line them up. So we gotta make sure it's right in the middle. And so we're gonna place it right where the marking is of the old one. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that. Make sure. Can you come over this side? I'm going to try to light in there. So you can see I'm a little bit down over here. So I have to push this side down to try to get that to spin, and it won't do that. So let's pop this back out. Everything really tight in there. I want to push this down, but I don't want to mess it up any kind of way, so I'm going to use the end of this bearing. There we go, that's perfect. Okay, that is good. Alright, next thing I'm going to do is take my engine lube, and I just want to put a little small bead around each of these, and then we're going to go over and put this up into the engine. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright guys, we're ready to install that. Now we install this, you figure out which way to put it. That little dot right there, that's facing towards the front of the engine. So let's put this up here carefully so we don't move those bearings or anything. Okay, once you got it up in place, grab one of your bolts, and I got number 4, so we started 1, 2, 3, 4. Screw it in by a couple threads so we don't cross thread it. Grab us another bolt. We got number 6, so that goes over here. Start that off by a couple threads, and now let's get the rest of them in there. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got them in. The next thing I'm going to do, take my 15mm shallow, and I got an 8-inch 3/8 drive extension. I could have used shorter. Now what I'm going to do is start from the center two, and that's all I'm doing. I'm not tightening them down. I'm just bringing them in until they can just snug up. Two. Now once I bring those two in, just bring those till they, so I can make sure that bearing goes up there. Just till they snug. And then once they snug, then I'm going to loosen them back up a little bit, so I can get ready to torque them out. And now we're going to do the others two. Then we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So let's get all those brought up, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, this has got to be torqued in 2 steps. One is 19 Newton meters or 14 foot-pounds, and then it's 60 degrees. So we're going to go ahead, and what I did was loosen the bolts back up, so I want to make sure it wasn't tight at all. So let's go ahead and do this. And you know guys what, let me tighten this up. And to make it easy guys, instead of cross pattern all, get the center two, and now we're going to go in a circular pattern. Start over here, or you can start wherever you go on a circular pattern and then go on the outer two. So I'm going to go here, 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 and then out to the final two. So let's get this one done. Okay, let's get the rest of them done, and we'll be right back. Great, guys. This is perfect. The next thing is 60 degrees. So, what I got to do is come back out here. Now, what I'm going to do is take my torque wrench, and I'm going to bring this all the way up, so it don't throw my degrees off and happen to torque by mistake. I'm gonna use this like I'm using like a breaker bar. All right, lock it into place. Let's get out the brown line. Okay. Make sure it's on level ground. I don't know what the heck that is. All right, let's let's go over here with yours so we can see it better. Set it on the concrete. All right, so let's turn it on. Let it calibrate. Okay, it's ready. It's set at 35. So we're gonna do. Let's bring it up to 60.
Dang.
What the heck, man? I didn't know I was hitting it that much.
Trigger happy.
Yeah. All right, let's set at 60 degrees. Let's go up under here. Set it on my ratchet, starting from the center one. And what you want to do is just turn it till you're ready. Hit the start. Okay, that's 60. You know, I should get something. You know what? I gotta. This extension is just a little bit too long. Kitty. Just a little bit shorter. All right. Which one did I just do?
The one on the left.
This one?
Wouldn't that be the right?
Oh, one from up underneath. All right, let's.
So you just did that one.
So this one? Dang it!
Did the one your question was?
Man, which one am I doing? Which one? This one I'm doing?
Stop it. Your question was which one?
Just forget it. Let's just this one.
So you did that one. You got.
That's all I want you to ask me. Just tell me which one.
I did answer your question. Go back on the video. I answered your question.
Oh man! All right, here we go. Okay. You happy, Civvy? You happy now? Dang it.
Keep on. You keep on.
Alright, let's go over here to this one. Okay. Okay, and let's get the others done. We'll be right back. Okay, they are all done. We are good to go. The next thing I'm going to do is there's a shield that goes right here. I believe that's next. And then the oil pickup. So let's get the oil pickup we do have out here. I'm going to show you both parts in a minute. But also I'm going to get a rag. I did clean this up a lot. Took all the stuff off. There's a little bit right here. So I'm going to get a rag and wipe all this up. Make sure to get all the oil off of it. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, here's our little shield that goes up there. Here's our new oil pickup, and here's our old one. That thing seriously melted. So now that we got our new one, this one can go in the garbage. Let's get up under here. And we have 6 10mm bolts. And you notice the dark colored ones, those are the ones that's going to be going to the pickup. Okay, so we just pick those down. Then let's take these down. Okay. Let's get this pan up there. And let's get our bolt started just by a couple threads. So we're going to cross thread them. And then we'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm sorry, these are 8mm bolts. Now I got these started. Now even though these are started, this pan can still shift around. So what I'm doing is taking the two bolts to the pickup, and I'm just going to put them in there just to keep that shield lined up. Then I'm going to take my 8mm 3/8 drive, shallow, and I'm using two 4-inch 3/8 drive extensions and my 3/8 drive ratchet. And what I'm going to do here is just bring them all up, just snug. Okay, now then tighten it up. To tighten it up, guys, now these are, the head on these are 8mm. That means the threading on them is like 6mm. You can snap these if you aren't careful. So that's all you want to do, is just go till it stops, and then just a little bit more to snug it up. Alright, so just go till it stops, and then just a little bit more to snug it up. That's it. Alright, let's get these two done, and then remove the two bolts right here. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got that done, and you know what? Before we go any further, let's just clean all this around here. Okay, makes it easier for us. Now, let's get our brand new pickup. You got your tube, the opening right here. So just get that, you want to just twist it side to side till it picks up into place, just like that. Now get your 3 bolts, and you want to put them in, start them off by a couple threads so you don't cross thread it. Man, that looks good. That looks real good. Alright, same as the shield. You want to go till it stops, and then a little bit more. And I'm going to start off by this one over here, since this is the one where the oil picks up in at. And I just want to make sure that is in good. So go, and this is plastic, so you want to definitely make sure you don't over tighten it. So go till it stops, and a little bit more. Alright, let's get the other two done, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, the next thing we're going to do is install our oil pan. Now before we install our oil pan, gotta make sure, I gotta dry this out and clean up. Remember that problem we had with this bolt? So we did get an oversized bolt. So while the oil pan is out, let's install that, just in case that oversized bolt cuts some of this oil, the oil pan out of the way. And we don't want none of that shavings to go inside. So let's go to the shed, get our new bolt, and I'm gonna dry this up, alright, and get this installed. We'll be right back.